Hey guys, just wanted to kind of go over this hole real quick. I'm sure you have seen me try to do a slice shot into that part of the fairway. But when you get wind like this, my preferred method is kind of to left spin this with just a little bit of top spin, nothing out of control, and just kind of shoot this fairway. I'm not really adding power. It's downwind 5. I'm not really going to need a lot of top spin. I'm just trying to thread it up here through here to where I don't hit, run into any problem. You need to be very accurate. Not the best method for this hole if you're using extra mile, for example. Might be better to have like Thor's hammer, or if your apocalypse is accurate enough, you can go that way. But you just want to be real careful with it and know that the ball's going to bounce, right. So you see I put that left spin on there, some curl, just to kind of counter the effects of the way that the ball's going to land, especially with it pointed left to right, just a touch there. This is the other method that I like to do. You see the slice method. The only problem I don't like about this is now the next shot. It's a little bit less makeable, so that's why I just kind of wanted to show you this one. Getting over into this fairway, if you don't pull off this fairway shot, it's basically golf clash suicide. You're going to probably not be able to get this into this fairway 9 out of 10 times up here by the green. So be mindful of that. You see here I'm doing kind of like a backspin method. Probably going to stick to about 3.5 bars here. I am towards max club a little bit. So first I want you to see I'm starting my adjustment to the right of the hole. Now the reason that I'm doing that is because that it's down, and I just got that off late. Hit that to the right side here, but I just wanted to show you that. And correction rise, you need to go towards like max number. That was like 9.9. You need to go about 10 rings. I was running out of time there, kind of talking about it, and that great ball right that I had there didn't really help too much my situation. So just try to be very precise with this one, and pick a good route that you can pull off. If it's downwind like this, go for that other fairway like I'm showing you. If it's into the wind, I like going for that hook shot, so that slice shot. So you can really curl it around that hole, that curve there, and give yourself a decent shot. You can see this is a little bit more of a difficult shot here that this guy's left with. He has to do it with some curl, has to do it. One of the things you want to be mindful of when you're doing these curls like this is to make sure that you're not adding any additional power to your curl, so you can still get your line kind of going at the hole. And as you can see, that curl shot there, pretty nicely done. And we are going to be going to the shootout here. So let's take a look at what they give us here. You want to just make sure that you're not playing this hole sloppy. Keep it in the fairway. Get your eagle. That's kind of, you want to be able to get this hole eagled 10 out of 10 times, or as close to 10 out of 10 as you can. 9 out of 10. You want to have a good turnaround on this hole, because sometimes you'll get a victory that way, and other time, your apartment's probably, or your opponent's probably going to eagle as well. So I just want to make sure that you guys are doing what you can to keep from losing unnecessarily. So as you can see, with the way that this wind's set up, this is a left to right, into the face. Now, the one thing that I want to mention is when you're into the face like this, it goes towards max club. And as you can see, the that I'm playing a replay here. You know, his emojis are kind of out of whack. You saw him say unlucky at the beginning of the shot, which I'm sure he said that as soon as that brushed the cup there, in reality. So one thing that I want to first mention is I'm going to take off some of that that backspin that I usually use here. So here I'm going at it with 2.5 bars. I am going to use more of this line. I'm going to start it almost a ring to the left. Now that's kind of to help me with the counter effects here. But I want you to know that when you're doing this shot like this, you're going towards max club. So you need to make sure that you go the full 10 rings here at least. And I'm actually going to go a little bit more because I'm going to use kind of what I touched on a little bit before, which is I'm going more at that overcorrection method, which is basically you go more rings than you have to, and then you just kind of counter it back. And as you can see, I'm kind of, you know, still a little off on my calculation there. It didn't quite come in there at the angle that I needed. It was enough for me to barely pull off the victory there. But keep that in mind. Notice how I started a little bit left. I was hoping with starting a little bit left and doing a little bit of an overcorrection to about, you know, a half ring or so, half ring to a ring, extra ring, would hopefully be enough to hold that line. But as you can see, you know, I still needed some additional side spin on top of that to really get that thing shooting at the hole. So keep that in mind, and you can kind of see the way that the wind has effect on the ball. That's like case in point perfectly, because you see me playing the ring system. You see me doing a little bit extra on top of that, and yet this ball's still drifting too much to the right. So keep that in mind when you're doing your corrections, and just try to hone in on that. You can use kind of like what I mentioned there. You want to go at least an additional ring when you're pulling towards max club there. So make sure you're going at least a full extra ring. And on top of that, make sure you take off some of that backspin. You can see the way that my ball ran out was about perfect at about 2.5 bars there. So keep that in mind, and good luck with that hole. And hopefully, you know, you're making good progress on tour 9. I'm going to keep posting some more videos for you guys. So good luck.